I'm going to right now. Well, all right, clap your hands once if you can hear my voice. Clap your hands 3 times if you can hear my voice. Oh, very good. Okay, so we got a few requests to go over that specific whiteboard problem. And it's in the theme of our DSA day, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to have you guys work on whatever you need to work on, do review. Maybe we'll do review later. If we need to, or a little breakout session or something, we'll see. But yeah, so the question was to create a queue with 2 stacks, right? This was the question that we gave you. Some of you may have chosen to do a stack with 2 queues, also feasible. I'm just going to go over the one today because I think we've hit this concept a lot, and it will give us a chance to hit another thing another day. So I'm just going to try to make a class using 2 queues. So if we were to whiteboard this, and I guess I should code it. I don't know, should I write on the whiteboard or should I just code on Revit? I'll do like a mix, I guess. Right. So the idea is we're going to have this queue, right? And we're going to have 2 stacks in there. So we're going to have stack, and we're going to have stack. Ooh, that's a very awkward spot to write. Okay, so the queue, we have to start thinking about our rules. We have to think of first in, first out. While our stack is last in, first in. So if I draw some sort of visualization here of our 2 stacks, I have to start thinking, okay, well, what does Q need to do? Well, Q needs to put something in, right? We need to be able to enqueue. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, how am I going to enqueue something? Well, it's pretty obvious, right? I have 2 stacks. I'm going to have to stick it in one of the stacks, right? So I'm going to call this stack like in for now. All right, I'm just like pseudocoding, and I'll stick something in. So like, let's say I enqueue the 5. I'm just going to put a 5 in. Okay. So that seems pretty good, right? So I'm throwing one thing in, shows up in the stack. Okay, and if I were to enqueue again, I guess it would go here. All right, so that's kind of interesting. And if I were to enqueue again, it might go here. And so now, okay, so that's all seems fine. That's easy. I'm not even using the other stack. So now I have to start thinking about, well, what about if we dequeue? So if we dequeue, what's the first thing that has to come out? Not quite. This is a stack. What was the first thing we put into our queue? 5, right? First in, first out. We put in the order 5, 7, 9. Okay, so well, shoot. How could I get this 5? Any ideas?
Ups 9, 7.
Yeah, right. I mean, what if if I inverted this, it'd be the right order, right? So maybe I do some sort of thing where I check like while this is empty, while there's anything in here, or when this is empty, or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to move things from here to here. So to play around, I'm gonna move them so the 9 gets popped off, goes in, the 5 gets popped in, or what was it? A 7, thank you, and then a 5, right? So we're like, all right. So that's pretty cool. So now if I wanted to dequeue, well, that'd be perfect. I got my 5. So I'm going to call that out. One stack I'm putting in, one stack I'm taking out. If I wanted to pull on again. I could DQ here, 7. That works. So I guess if I have something in here, I would just grab it from here. Let's see if that's true again. So let's say I NQ another thing. Let's say I NQ 10. And I have to DQ. Well, I'd still have to take on step 9, right? That was the first thing in there before the 10. So I guess I would always be taking out of my out stack unless it was empty. And if it's empty, I guess I would then push everything over, pop and push until this one's empty. Because now if I go, okay, time to DQ, this is empty. I have to pop that out, that's not empty, push that in here, and now I can DQ it. So that seems like, it seems pretty safe, right? I mean, are we following along with the thought pattern here? Okay. So let's.
That's only one single way that you were thinking about. Not like that's back.
Right. I mean, this is another. Yeah. I mean, there might be another way to do this with stacks. Is that what you mean? Maybe. I haven't thought of another way yet, but I mean, I already have one way. But there might be. If you find one, like, throw it up, post it. That would be cool. Right. So then, let's see. What do I keep? So I feel like I got NQ and DQ pretty much down, which is really the bulk of the problem, right? I mean, is empty. How can we determine if it's empty? Maybe someone can tell me that. Yeah, right? I mean, if we're looking for is empty, if we did some kind of is empty, that sounds like we would just return like our in dot empty and our out dot empty. So that seems, boom, that one's done. The other one we have is peak, I guess, right? So if we're doing peak, well, peak is just what we're about to DQ. So I feel like that's the exact same thing. I would just pull from here, and if it's not empty, do my shuffle over. So that's kind of my roadmap. That's what I'm thinking. It's written in the same spot that my computer is, so let's erase it and remember it, and then actually just note it down. So yeah, so it's important to remember, right? This is just one implementation of a queue in a stack, or specifically a queue for this. So I think I posted our code earlier for one of our stacks. So I'm gonna go back and find it. Okay. And I'm gonna make okay, so it's safe to assume that we have a stack, right? We have our stack, we have a push, we've got a pop, we've got a peak, we've got an is empty. Now I'm also, hey.
So we have a film crew here, guys. They just want to shoot some B-roll of the story they're doing. So just go about your business. They're just going to be filming you guys doing your thing, okay?
Okay.
Good. No pressure.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Look engaged.
All right. All right, let's bring the attention back up. Clap your hands once if you can hear my voice. Clap your hands twice if you can hear my voice. Don't worry, everybody, it doesn't matter. We've all been on camera. Alex? Yeah, I'm going to Zoom then. This is my big break. SNL, if you're watching, I'm totally ready. All right, so we've got a stack class, and we're using Node, but to be honest, right, we don't care how anybody implemented that stack class, right? It doesn't matter. They could have used an array, they could have used it as linked lists. We don't care at all. We just care that we have a stack class and that it's been implemented correctly, right? So that wasn't part of the problem. We were supposed to just assume that we already have a stat class. So if that's fair, then we can go on and we'll like time to build our class. So just like we had on our whiteboard, we make a class, and we're saying it's Q. We're gonna have our constructor. And we decided we were gonna call them in and out, because that seems, because we love the burgers. So we say this dot in is new stack, right? And then we'll also have our out. So we'll say this dot out is new stack. And this is pretty closely resembling the layout that we pseudocoded on the board. I mean, we didn't use this, but it was just pseudocode. It wasn't real code. So let's try. So the first thing we decided to write was our in Q. So we did in Q, takes in a val. And can anybody remember what we did on the whiteboard? What our plan was? Who can help me with the plan? What did we do? What did we just do? Yeah, where did we push? This dot. We've labeled them to keep it easy. Yeah, thank you. Exactly, Trey, right? We decided that we only have so many movements. We got first in, first out, first in, last out. And so we're gonna go, okay, this dot in, dot push, that, right? Pushes of something we have available to us in the stat class. And we're saying, all right, just push in this value. No problem. The next thing we decided to write was our BQ method. Right, so we said BQ. Right, and what do we feel about DQ? What did we decide? No, there wasn't shifts. There's no shift on the stack class. It's only push pop is empty and peak.
So if it's out, is empty.
So what if it is empty?
If it is empty, then we have to. Let's make you. No, we have to move it from.
Yeah, exactly. So in the event that our out is empty, we're going to move everything from our in into our out, because it's going to reverse that order, right? Let's keep thinking about that pattern, right? Where we put a 5 in, we put a 7 in, and we put a 9 in. We have to take the 9, put the 9 here, take the 7, 7 here, take the 5, and we have the 5 here, right? So then when we go to take out, we'll have the 5. So we'll say, okay, if it's not empty, we'll say while in is not empty. So we'll say while this dot in dot is empty. Oops. So while that's not empty, we want to pop from this, push it into here, right? So we'll say this dot out dot push, and we'll do this dot in dot pop. Right? So every time until this one is empty, we're going to pop that out, push that in, pop that out, push that in. It's like a little half circle. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So then once this is all done and we have everything, what do we want to do next, Davey?
Take it from the top. Of the section.
Yeah, we want to take this one, right? That 5. So we're just going to return this dot out dot pop. Works, right? Moon, is that a question? Oh, okay, sorry. I'm on it though. Let that be a warning to anyone else who scratches their head. Okay, so then we wrote is empty. We felt that one was pretty good. So if we say is empty, so how do we know if this Q is empty? Say, Abid said it last time. Let's have someone else say it this time. Neely? No, we're not keeping track of a length. Good guess. Takia? There's no head anywhere. Nice try. This out. Okay, so Mortezo's on the right track. He says if this dot out is empty, what else do we care about? Okay, right. We only have 2 stacks, so the only way it's empty is if both those stacks are empty. So we can say return this dot in dot is empty, and this dot out dot is empty. Okay, that should work. And so then how about peak? Peak's our last one, right? So we say, all right, let's peak. And what do we want to do with peak? What is peak supposed to give us back?
Whatever's on top of this.
Yeah, whatever's on top of the out stack, right? So our gut instinct should be to say return this dot out dot peak, because that also has a peak method because it's a stack. So does anybody see what potentially could be wrong with this?
Where did you find that?
This is part of the stack.
Oh, okay.
So first we have to write that stack and after that use it or
We're assuming we already have a stack. Okay, so what's a potential problem with this? So right now we're saying that we want to return our out.peak, right? So if there's something here, that's great. We would just return that 7, right? Yeah, Johnny?
What about the right condition? If
Hang on, but we don't know what the problem is yet.
to avoid if it's like if this that out has some this that out that peak.
Okay, sure. But why are we writing it? What's the problem with it's empty?
The reason we don't want to see why it was that way because if it's empty.
Sure, but when is that a problem?
Oh, I'm shifting into out machine.
So let's say I NQ. It goes into our in, right? In, out. Let's say I NQ again. And now I want to peak.
I want to see that out.
Yeah, now Allen is empty. So if Allen is empty, what do we need to do? Have we solved for this before?
Yeah, so as long as it is full.
Well, full or just like,
Well,
right.
Just like line.
Exactly, right? It's this line, it's these lines. Right? We're saying, hey, if this is empty, while this is not empty, well, let's just put these in here in their opposite order and then do that. Right? So that's the same thing. That sounds like duplicate code. So, okay, well, what do we do in this duplicate code? A little bit louder.
Make a function.
That's right, Takia. Let's make a function. So I'm just going to call it like move. Right? I'm just going to take this. I'm going to cut it out and put it into move. And then up here, I'm just going to call this dot move. And now in our peak, I will call this dot move. So now, everything should be great. Let's check. I think I still have my test from earlier. Okay. So we're going to make a new queue. We're going to check if it's empty. This should return back true, yeah? We are then going to, in Q5, console log is empty, so we should get a false. So I'm going to put what we're hoping for next to it. So I'm going to hope for true. Everything's cool. Hope for false. In Q4, peak, what should peak give us back? What?
Oh, wait, what's it gonna do?
No, be confident. You got it.
First one.
First one in, first out, right? Q's are FIFO, right? So when we say Q dot peak, right, we're going to look at the next thing to be DQ. How about Q dot DQ? What should that give us back? Also 5, right? Because this is the coming out. This will be that, and then empty. What should this say? And this should be back to true because we've DQ'd now twice. So if we've written everything correct, we should see true, false, 5, 5, true. Awesome. Yeah, God, thank God. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Eric, for the sarcastic applause. So, which I love it. Any questions on how we broke that down, how we made a plan, whiteboarding, how we kind of approached it and thought about it? Yeah, John.
Function that you created, repeating logic. Can I see how your DQ looks? How to cut that out?
Like this.
Okay. Oh, you did this, that.
Yeah, I just have to call that function now. Yeah or not?
Why didn't you invest
Why would I? Okay. I'll answer your question with my question and your question. Because when I'm initializing a queue, I don't have anything in there. I want to just to start as empty. Well, see, like right here, I'm calling it. Yeah, the stack is also empty. I'm initializing our stacks also without passing anything in there. Earlier today, our stack also didn't receive anything. Same with like array, we could do new array, or we can pass stuff in too. But this one just doesn't take anything. It's a good question. What else? Any other questions on that? So now we've seen how to make a queue, right? 3 different ways. Okay. So that's pretty cool. All totally different. Right? So hopefully it's starting to hit home that like this is an abstract idea and the implementation is what's important here. It's not just an array. Cool? All right, so yeah, that's all I wanted to cover for this. So go ahead and do what you got to do for morning, and we'll check in a bit. Thank you. You don't have to.